Hello, it's Nikki. How are you doing? Thank you for stopping by, for coming back. And if you're not following, subscribing, etc., do feel free to press that button. Today I want to talk about investing in yourself. And I want to highlight a massive part of this story that is rarely spoken about. So as somebody who is a consumer, and it's also something that I would recommend to clients, when we're putting ourselves out on the internet, we are looking for that know, like, and trust factor. We want people to buy from us. We want people to hear from other people who have had a great experience. And I love a review. At the moment, I'm looking for a wardrobe for my daughter, and I am knee deep in those 1-star reviews. And if there's a big chunk of 1-star reviews, I'm moving on. If it's wobbly, if, Janice from Nottingham has said it fell, I'm not even going any further on. Anyway, I digress. The way that client testimonials tend to work in business is very much in the after, as it should be, because we want somebody to have completed the process before they talk about it. So they will usually do a little intro where they may say something like, at that time, I was right at the beginning of my business, or I was beginning and I wasn't getting X, Y, and Z. Then it usually goes on to, and I was looking for something and something. And then I found this person, this course, this mastermind, whatever it might be. And they helped me to get all of those things that I wanted. And I really enjoyed the process, and I would highly recommend it. That's the kind of general gist. And so for you reading this, you may get a sense of the glossy version, the person who made that decision from a very practical, logical, almost like they were going into a supermarket of like, I'm looking for something to have for dinner tonight. I'm looking to feed a family of 4. And I was going to say, I want to make a 3-course meal. I don't want to make a 3-course meal, but I'm looking for, and it's almost like a list. From my own experience, and I would say that I have been investing in myself. I mean, you could go back to childhood, but let's go from being 16. So 1998. Since 1998, for 25 years, I have been saving up, investing in myself, reading, learning, doing things behind the scenes, packing myself off on a train to London when I was 15, 16 to go and do summer schools and things like that. And yes, I was lucky to have some support from my parents also, but there was also a lot of logistical things that I didn't have access to. I had to make awkward conversation and phone people up, or ask for favors, or work for free, or do something in return. Like there wasn't just a set path. And when I moved to London at 18, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any connections. I'd never met another actor who had figured out how to make money from acting. And likewise with coaching, I did my coaching qualification, but after I had completed it, I was on my own. I had to have a go. I grew up without the internet. Everything that I want to bring in, there has to be a sense of meeting it and showing up for it. And I am somebody very much who understands their gaps, sometimes too much. Sometimes I'm really harsh on myself. And it's not helpful and it's not useful, but it does get me moving and progressing forward. But back to the client testimonial. There is this sense when we read these things online, is that almost people come from this very neutral, or wouldn't it be fun if I did this course? And I am here to say there is often many more feelings, logistics, behind the scenes stuff to make something happen. And sometimes that investment takes some time. There have been programs that I've wanted to sign up for, and there have been times where I've just been like, I have to do that next year. I can't find a way to do that, or I'm thinking I don't have a way to do that right now, or something else is completely taking my focus and requires my attention and my commitment and my limited resources, whatever that might be. But I want to say first and foremost that if you are embarking upon a new chapter for your business, for your life, if you're looking for support, if you're looking to join a course or to work with somebody or to hire some help to speed up the process, if on one hand, your logical brain is at the beginning of that process of like, it will be great because I want to do X, Y, and Z, I am here to say that if there are other voices and conversations going on, that is completely and utterly normal. And many of us grew up not really thinking that, I guess, investing in ourselves was going to be a thing apart from, and again, I can only speak for myself, but in a sense, it was okay to invest in yourself for a Saturday night and go out and buy a new top and a new lipstick or whatever the alternative was. But to say that you were going to put money into yourself to do a course or work with somebody, it almost had this gloss of it being a bit indulgent. You know, when I grew up, there weren't people who had personal trainers or stylists or life coaches or admin support or personalized personal brand photography. It just wasn't a thing. So I want to complete this by saying, if you are on the fence about working with somebody, and if that person is me, then let's absolutely have a chat, because hopefully I can put your mind at rest, answer your questions, and we can go from there. But if you are hesitating, like doing a course or signing up for something or sending off the application because there's some layer of fear or intrepidation there, that's not to say that you should ignore the next step. That is your invitation to explore further, because there may be things in there that you might need to look at. And sometimes just for you to have that conversation with yourself saying, I know you're scared. I know this feels out of your comfort zone, but also it's okay. And one of the things that I always ask myself is, what happens if I do nothing here? And that usually sort of really gives me that fire to keep moving forward. Because usually if I'm in that conversation with myself, I've already done quite a lot of the process myself. I've already worked through a lot of thoughts and feelings, and I know I want to do that thing. And so sitting with myself, comforting myself through that process and saying it's going to be okay and that there will be a way is an important part of the process too. I hope that's been useful. If you want to work one-on-one, if you want to visit my shop, you absolutely can. It's very simple on my website. There's a work with me page, which is to work with me, and there's the shop page as well, which has all of my digital things in there. So you can check them out. But yeah, run the whole tape through, see what's going on underneath. What is stopping you from taking the next step? Explore it, have a word with it, and see if there's a way through it. Lots of love. Bye.